Hello everyone, it's End Times Talk, and I wanted to come at you with an important video. Today's Sunday, March 12th of 2023, and things seem to be getting pretty hairy with the whole banking situation. There's a lot of talk online of people, running to the banks on Monday and pulling their money out. I do know this for sure that as people begin to try to pull their money out of the banks, okay, that there's not that much money in those banks to be able to pull out. More than likely, the people that get there first, and don't have over $10,000 in the bank, that they have to pull out, are going to get their money, but there's not going to be any money for anybody else to be able to grab after that. And so I do want to warn people, though, that do plan on running to the bank and pulling their money out tomorrow on Monday the 13th, okay, is that this will cause collapse. This is how the Great Depression started, okay? Banks, there was uncertainty in the banking situation back in the 20s, the late 20s. And because of that, people ran to the banks because, and it was driven by greed, in my opinion, really. All right, people wanted to save themselves. They weren't prepared. If you're prepared and you're a prepper and you've been knowing that this is coming for a long time, there's no need for you to run to the bank and to pull your money out. The banks need to have money in them to be able to function. But I do want to warn people that this can cause a classic bank run, and this can bring the economy down to its knees. And that could be very well what the elitists have planned, is they want to use these things as scare tactics to cause people to go out and to pull their money out as quickly as possible and as many people as possible and in as many banks as possible to bring the economy down to their knees, so that way they can set up a central bank digital currency. But if we can hold fast, okay, and we can stand tall through this situation, we can delay, I believe, this central bank digital currency. All right, there's some people that are going to pull their money out regardless, and I completely understand that. That's a personal decision. You have free will over your finances, and you should be able to do with that as you please. But I will tell you that running to the bank on Monday and pulling your money out can cause and it can be a huge part of an economic collapse. All right, that's already brewing and looming right now. It's a storm that's looming right over us, right over America. And this has happened in other countries right now, like in South Africa. They have rolling blackouts. Their banking situation is terrible. And they're on the verge of civil war because of all this, okay? Do we as Americans want to be in that position, all right? Because we wanted to run and worry and be fearful. It's kind of like when they forced people to be scared of toilet paper running out, you know what I mean? And everybody ran and stocked up on toilet paper, and man, they really didn't need it for that long. Kind of like with the prices of eggs. For a while they were really expensive, but they are coming down in price in some areas. Some areas they're not. All right, some areas they're not. But in my area, they have come down to about $2.50 to $2.25 a dozen. Okay, that's come down quite a ways from the $6 and $8 where they were at. And so this could be a lot of market manipulation in order to cause people to become fearful, to bring forward a collapse a lot sooner. Even Biden said with his own mouth, how can we hurry these things up? How can we speed up, the shortages of food and the collapse of this thing? He literally come out and said that in so many words. And I do know that there are other banks that are looming right now, that have collapsed looming over them. All right, and one of them is Silvergate Bank. Another one of them is Voyager. Another one of them is Three Arrows Capital, and then there's another one called Blackstone. There's a few different banks that are looking at collapse right now. I'm not saying that this isn't an economic collapse beginning to happen, but I'm saying that a bank run will contribute to that happening faster, and we will have less time to prepare as American citizens for whatever card the Illuminati is going to play next. All right, and whatever card Satan is going to play next. And so we need to be as wise as serpents, but as harmless as doves. And we need to be in prayer before we make any moves, people. And I wanted to make this video today to encourage people to pray first before you do anything. I do know that there's a lot of signs all around us that this isn't good, people. Okay, and there's a lot of people who aren't thinking straight and who aren't thinking in the spirit of the Lord and praying and standing still in the spirit of the Lord, all right? But I'll tell you right now, this very well could be the big one as well. All right, we don't know right now. We're going to know more on Monday when things open up. I do have a family member, okay, that does work at a bank, and basically from what I understand, they're going to be looking at the ATMs as the first thing that they do as soon as they open up, and that's going to tell them everything they need to know if there's an extreme amount of money that's missing from the ATMs, or if the ATMs are completely empty. So as Monday rolls around, I'll be reporting on this and letting everybody know what's going on as soon as I can. I think it's important to keep you guys updated as my listeners. I love all my subscribers and all my viewers. I appreciate you guys. I pray for you guys all the time. I pray for you guys before every meal. You guys mean so much to me. You guys are such a huge encouragement to me in this channel. And I pray that the Spirit of the Lord is an encouragement to you as well. And that this channel is encouraging to you as well, and helping you to understand as these end times unfold what we should do and what we shouldn't do. And what we should be doing is, before we make any moves, is to be praying and seeking God's face through this situation and asking God what we should do. Everybody's asking their friends, what should I do? What should I do? Well, stop consulting man and start consulting the Heavenly Father, okay? Because God knows what's on the other side of this thing. There's no one that can make that call, you know what I mean? There's no psychics, there's no mediums, there's no, reading the tea leaves that can happen that can tell you what's going to come on the other side of this thing, okay? Only the Spirit of Jesus Christ, which is the Spirit of prophecy, can know what's on the other side of this thing. So we need to rest assured in Jesus Christ. We need to rest assured in His precious blood. We need to rest assured in His mercy and His grace. And He will lead us into what we need to do. All right? And so, and He says in the Bible, be as wise as serpents, but as harmless as doves. So don't go out there rioting. Don't go out there being mean to your bank clerks and your tellers, your bank tellers. They're not the problem. They're not the ones. There's so many people that are getting yelled at right now in the banking industry and that are being treated very poorly because of how the economy's doing. And they're not your enemy, folks. They're not your enemy. They're just doing their job. They're following their protocols. And, like I said, they're in yesterday's video, there's people showing up and getting the cops called on them because they're trying to pull all their money out. And things have to be done in an orderly fashion. And those banks don't have all that money in the vault. They barely have any of that money in the vault. And so you can't just go in there and expect to have, $50,000 drawn out right away. You have to plan for that sort of stuff, and they have to order that kind of money ahead of time for you to be able to pull that kind of money out if that's what you choose to do. And sometimes they won't even let you because the banks know that the economy has to be stable, and this kind of fearful actions can destabilize an economy rather quickly. And it happened during the Great Depression. That's how that all began. And I don't want to see Americans be in some form of Great Depression. I want people to be prepared. All right. And I appreciate all you guys watching End Times Talk. I thank you guys for all your prayers and all your support. You guys are awesome. You guys are the coolest audience out there on YouTube, straight up. And I just want you guys to know that. And Jesus loves each and every one of you. God has a plan for each and every one of you. Go out and witness to people. Go out and witness to your brothers and sisters and your family members. Go out and witness to your friends and your coworkers and your acquaintances. Go out and witness to your neighbors because they all need Jesus. Once again, thank you for watching End Times Talk, and may God bless you, and may God keep you. Go out and change the world in which you live.